media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us is Alex Smart, Millz Young, Wayne Scott. We're looking for Jay. Someone told me he went to the baseball game, so we'll see. He usually logs in, so we'll see where we can get him on the lineup in the show here. We got Smart, Brown. Well, Brown's a late scratch. We're going to actually, Wayne will go first here. Wayne, then Smart, then Young, and then I will close this one out. All right, opening day here in baseball. A couple games up there on the board. 8-2 here. We see Blue Jays up on the Rays. The Angels get smacked around 11-3. No surprise there. Sandoval, another over there. Hope you guys are paying attention to some of these pitching trends here. He just got let up. Angels got let up there in Baltimore. And, of course, Dodgers having a nice start here at 7-1 at last check. And let's go ahead. We're going to start with we're going to start with Wayne here. Wayne's got some connectivity issues up there. I guess he must have moved. He must be in West Virginia, but we'll bring him in right now. You'll catch Wayne over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's see if we get him in right now. Ready to go here in just a second. Let's see. He's ready to roll here. All right. See, I hit James's key just thinking of bad connection. Here we go. What's going on, Wayne? What's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Hope y'all doing good out there today.
Everything's going great today. So we're going to take a look here with Wayne's pick. It's going to be here. We're going to move it here because this was going to be Alex's game. So let's go ahead and move this chains here. You're going to be looking at the UNC game today as they're facing here Alabama. At last check, it was 4.5 in this one.
Yes, sir, man. And I like this UNC team, man. I like a team with upperclassmen like this UNC team has. These upperclassmen, man, when they get to this part of the tournament, man, it's lose or go home. It's lose or go home for everybody. But some of these guys don't have much to play for after this. So I like that they're going to come in this game with a chip on their shoulder. We've seen them play, to me, the tougher teams as of recently. Not only that Michigan State game, the fact that they got down 12-15, they didn't waver. They bounced back and they blew the hell out of Michigan State. This Alabama team is good, but they're very one-sided, just offensive oriented. This North Carolina team is super balanced, and I just believe that the size gets to them. I'm a big fan of Grant Nelson, but he's a smaller big, and I think that Bangkok's going to take advantage of him. I just love the length of North Carolina. I love the fact that they're a good rebounding team, and I love the fact that they can actually clamp down on the defensive side while scoring just as efficient as Alabama. With all that being said, I'm going to lay the points with North Carolina. I do think this is one of their years that they end up in this Final Four and get busy this year. I think that, like I pointed out, the senior leadership is what's going to push this team over the edge, along with the length and them playing well. Another small stat that I want to throw out there is Alabama is a high turnover team, and that's another thing that's going to come and bite them in the butt getting later and later in tournaments in tournament time. So I'm going to take UNC and lay the 4.5 with UNC here.
All right, we got Wayne here going to take North Carolina here in this spot here at laying the 4.5 against an Alabama team that, again, having issues with defense here. We know North Carolina is a team a lot more balanced. They can defend. They're very good on the interior, as you said. That inside, that length. Alabama always seems to get those length players, right? That are always going to be tall, have the reach advantage over opponents.
Yes, sir. And they have, outside of their point guard, with their point guard does a lot of scoring, but 2 through 5, Tony, this team is long. Even their small forward, he looks like a power forward out there. He's not the very shiftiest, but he's a very long, very good defender. He hits the three well, and just the small things, Tony, it starts to add up here. North Carolina having a huge advantage on the board, and Alabama just being a more sloppier team, turning the ball over. Those extra possessions are key in this part of the tournament. And while Alabama is a great scoring team, UNC is not a bad scoring team. They'll light you up on offense as well, and they have the way stronger defense. I just got to lay the points with UNC here, man. My most comfortable spot on the college basketball card today, and I'm giving it out to you guys here for free on the drive-thru.
All right, we got Wayne here on North Carolina here, laying the 4.5. Of course, we always like to go over the rundown here with Wayne here. On the other sports in progress, we are going to have coverage here on that Buck game, but there's another NBA game on the board, Boston, Atlanta. It's a big spread here. What did you think about that one? About 16 on favorite here with the Celtics.
Man, I don't love this game at all, but we got Boston, the hottest team in the NBA. Some feel the best team in the NBA. In a revenge spot after getting embarrassed, taking an embarrassing loss, getting come back on like that. Man, I think we have a what the five fingers say to the face game here, and Boston comes out and smacks the hell out of the Hawks in this one. I can't really look the Hawks' way, just coming off a back-to-back, dealing with the injuries they're dealing with. I can only look Boston's way. They're just a far better team, far balanced team, and just way stronger offensively and defensively. I think, and their depth off the bench is also going to play a part in them actually covering this spread. I think that they get their revenge in this one in blowout fashion. I'm gonna ride with Boston Celtics in that one.
All right, Wayne there, Boston Celtics there on our little bonus set coverage there. We're going to have coverage here on the Bucks and Pelicans in an upcoming segment. Wayne here on North Carolina, laying the 4.5 here against Alabama tonight. College hoops, Sweet 16 action. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we have the Sweet 16. A couple on the board here from the NBA. Also, a big card on the ice. And, of course, baseball with some primetime activity. Most of it in the daytime, but we still have those primetime games. What do you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
I just had a 3-pack today. 3 MLBs, went 2-1 in that 3-pack. Really focus on tomorrow. Huge NBA card tomorrow. Good NHL. Good, better college basketball card for me, in my opinion. And good MLB card slate tomorrow too. So really focus on tomorrow. Take my 2-1 day. Take my profits and get ready for tomorrow. So you guys can get something long term. I'll have my plays up by the night. I always try to have my plays up early as possible so you guys can get the best line in the line that I'm on before it moves. And to get that is by getting a long term plan. So you can catch me on the long term plan or pair me up with one of these top handicappers that you see every day on Pick Dog, and let's get you some cash in your pocket.
And some cash in your pocket indeed here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. No better time to get those long-term passes. Those will always serve you well. The 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass, get off of Wayne's Premium Plays. For that time period, select when you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. And remember, there is a promo code you can use here to save some cash here. When you use the promo code PICK at checkout, that will save you there 15%. I'll add multi-cappers as well. All right, Wayne, it's always great having you on the show. Have a great evening. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. But also, we can catch your content here with your boxing video series.
Yes, sir. I couldn't get the video out to you today, but I will definitely be on tomorrow, Friday with Tony T, and get you guys my boxing picks for this weekend's card. We have a good card with Rolly Romero taking on Isaiah Cruz. A lot of people know Cruz from his Tank fight, and we have a good undercard fight with Fundora versus Tim Tszyu. So those are 2 good fights. Lines aren't too bad on that, so I'll come by and drop you guys out some good winners on tomorrow's show with Tony T.
There you go, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Wayne drops these videos, you get them right away. Obviously, get the best numbers. All right, Wayne, is always great having your show. Enjoy the night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
I appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck on the rest of your bets for the night, Pick Dog family. I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. It was Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, we'll continue here on the drive-thru. We're going to get here to Alex Martin in just a second, but I just want to remind you of the newer feature here on the drive-thru is that we ask you, the viewer here, for your opinion, for your chat pick. So our chat pick of the day is going to be a good one here. Illinois and Iowa State, not covered on the show today. If you like Illinois plus 1.5, it's A. Iowa State plus the 1.5 is B. Over 148 is C. Under 148 is D. Your chat pick of the day. The chat has been on a tear here over the past 3 weeks here. You guys are doing great work here. So again, go ahead and put in your picks. Make your vote. Be heard here in this game tonight. Illinois, Iowa State. A real close one there. If you like Illinois, plus 1.5 A. Put B in the chat if you like Iowa State, plus 1.5. Over 148 C. Under 148 is D. Your chat pick of the day for tonight's action. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we will bring in Alex Martin. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Premium, where he is just putting up some phenomenal numbers here on the board. We'll get him in right now. More coverage here from the Sweet 16. We'll bring him in here in just a second. We'll bring in Alex Smart. Alex, what's happening?
Hey Tony, how you doing? We're gonna attack some college basketball action from tonight's NCAA tournament. And it's hard to bet against Connecticut. It's hard to even look another way when you look at this Connecticut team. I mean, they're top to bottom, just an amazing team. But that's not what I'm going after here. What's also amazing, and what wins championships, or the myth of what wins championships, is great defense. Offenses get you here, obviously, but they actually have an offense. But their defense is amazing. They've won 9 straight games. This Connecticut team. The Huskies are just, I mean, how do I say it? Just suppressing teams' movements, controlling everything under the boards. Like I said, they've won 9 straight games. 8 of those 9 opponents were held to an average of 6.1 points per game, under their season average. Since late February, UConn has given up an average of 88.8 points per 100 possessions. Number 4 adjusted defense in the country. I don't know, man. San Diego State, they're going to have a hard time scoring tonight. I really like the under here. I'm even willing to lay, possibly, it's too late now, but I look at this Connecticut team. Hey, let's even throw in, lay that lumber, baby, and let's go with Connecticut to also cover. But the key bet here is to suppress San Diego State under the total.
All right. Total. We got Alex has already convinced himself to go ahead and lay it with UConn. Why not? They've covered the last 2 NCAA tournaments. They've just been pounding teams. And the San Diego State team total under 62.5. San Diego State really issues there, shooting the threes, getting offense, scoring points, right? This is a team that lost at Grand Canyon. If you remember back early on, it's just, they can go on a shooting slump. And, sometimes you go on a shooting slump, Alex, because the defense makes you go on a shooting slump.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is just, I mean, I'm just lost for words sometimes. I watch them since that loss at Creighton, which I think was just a down performance. I mean, every team has to have a down performance, and sort of gives them a platform of where they're going to go from. And you can see where they're at now. They're at their peak, and they're going to be hard to beat. Anything's possible, but edges are edges, and that's what we're going with tonight.
Yeah, edges indeed here. Team total under 62.5, and of course Alex convinced himself a bonus pick for you guys. Go ahead and just lay it with UConn there. You want to get any interest there with first half, or just the whole game? You see any edge in the first half?
I prefer, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll go whole game because, like I said, at this time of year, anything's possible. We could have real low scoring first half. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
and we all know, we've seen it before, right? So I like the whole game.
Whole game, okay. There, there's an interesting stat here that I was looking up in this game. There was a lot of talk about how San Diego State played the last game right on Sunday, and then had to come back here and play the Thursday early. But then I looked at something here, and some of these teams play 3 games in 7 days, right? That's sometimes the schedule works out that way during the regular season. Well, this is one of those spots where San Diego State is playing their 3rd game in 7 days, and they are 0-6 to the spread in this spot.
Yeah, no, great numbers, and it's a telltale story. And 0-6 against nothing compared to what they're going to face tonight.
There you go. So, San Diego State team total under 260.5, and Alex also said he'd go ahead, just lay it with UConn. that's there you go.
Don't go crazy, but
don't go nuts.
You can lay it with UConn.
It's agreeable lay there with UConn. We just saw the money line go up again here on UConn at minus 759. It opened at minus 4. I knew some sharp bettors that were jumping on the opening money line, and I think it was like 425 when it opened. They were pounding that money line.
Yeah, and it's funny. Yeah, and I heard that too, and I just said, yeah, maybe just a little steep for me still because the time of year it is. But hey, still value is value, and edges are edges, and there are bettors out there that just constantly hit the edges and are very successful. So there you go.
But, no money line play now. It moved from 425 to 759. So there's that. We're not insinuating play the money line. We're just saying that when it opened, there were some sharp bettors that were playing the money line that opened there. So just want to make I clarify my statement there, so there was no confusion as to recommending a money line. It's not recommended this time because of how much the line moved, almost 325. That's too much of a steep move. But just noting too that some of the best bets are made right when these games right when these lines are put up, and usually they're put up minutes after the games are over, or minutes after we find out the matchup, right? The way this tournament's structured,
and they're looking for the money. Yeah, they're looking to see who's going to bet, which way it's going to go, and they adjust pretty quickly. And a lot of these lines, you know, even some of the sharpest bettors are not able to get them sometimes. So yeah, if you're in there by invite, grab it.
That's right, indeed. Again, Alex here in San Jose, team total under 62.5, and also said on Yukon Lane the spread. All right, tonight 7:39 Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for nice action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got a few in the NBA. Big hockey board tonight. 14 games on the board from the NHL. Sweet 16. We still have some primetime baseball on the board. I think there's 3 games in the primetime hour, if I'm not mistaken. Alex enjoying a great 2024 here. 3,533 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dog Stream. You can verify those numbers just by going to his handicapper page and hitting the pick history. You'll see every play there. We do have 4 games in primetime, I should say, for Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over the site?
Well, tonight we've got a key NCAA tourney total, and it involves Clemson and Arizona, and I've just ripped apart the books over the last couple of years with my total 61% conversion rate over 200 plus selection run, $42,000 in dime player profits. So come on board tonight. We'll make some money, and also have some NBA action on board from both games. The side from the Bucks and Pelicans, and the total from the Celtics and Hawks. And we got a lot of action. More action tomorrow. I've got a really key game on Duke Houston, and that's going to be a big game. But I also feel strongly about which side takes home the cash tomorrow. So join me. We'll have a lot of Elite Eight selections, or some viable money-making selections from the Elite Eight, and of course the Sweet 16.
That's right, guys. Get aboard with Alex Mott over at Pick Dog Stream. Great results here. 3,533 units of profit for 2024. All documented. I know a better time now to get on board with Alex Smart. Use promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Alex, it's always great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But, we've seen you pop in on some of these weekend shows, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking about this weekend, too, as well. I've just been really busy. March Madness is really throwing me some curves, and I've been pretty busy. So we'll see if I show up this weekend. But I'll be back. I'll be back on the weekends.
Yeah, so just keep an eye, guys, on the weekend show, because Alex will pop in and get a lot of knowledge. There's a fun show in there. Mix in with that weekend zoo.
Man, there's a lot of zoo action for sure.
That's right, no doubt.
Anyway, nice seeing you, Tony, again.
You too as well. Man. See you soon. You got Alex Smart here on the drive team. We'll continue here on the show, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's go back to the chat pick of the day here. We're asking the chat to pick this one because it's not on our show schedule today. So it's Illinois and Iowa State. If you like Illinois, plus 1.5 type A. If you like Iowa State, plus 1.5 type B. Over 140 is C. Under 140 is D. Go ahead and get those picks into the chat. The chat has been on a tear here. You guys have done a great job giving out picks in this with the chat pick of the day, your contributions as well as your performance. Of course, that we appreciate your contributions. Man, the performance has been I think only got 3 losses over 3 weeks. I mean, that is impressive from you guys. And I've always respected the chat room here. You guys are really sophisticated. I know we did a baseball segment yesterday, and no one complained about it, which tells me that I like the attitude in this chat room. If there's money to be made, you want it. You don't care if it's baseball, Sweet 16, you want it. You want winners, and of course we cover this full time. So a lot of folks know we do baseball. We can just they think about it. The most bets we make are in baseball, right? There's 162 games per team, so you better believe we're going to be knee deep in this stuff. Boy, am I seeing what is happening here? Wow. Iowa State, man, is getting all the votes coming in right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 Iowa States. I got 6 Iowa States now. Wow, 6-3. Iowa State has just been coming in strong here. Hey, we just got another one here from Illinois, but 6-4 right now. Iowa State up, and Matt D's coming in with his pick. So we got another one here from Illinois. So really good votes coming in, guys. Keep those picks coming in. We got Blake here on the under the total there, looking for the defense to come through in this game tonight. So all right, really good contributions here. Let's continue here on the drive-through. We're going to go ahead and bring in our man Millz. You can catch him over at the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. heavily into the content creation here at Pick Dog, so we'll bring him in right now. See if we can find him here in just a second. Let's see here, Millz. Ready to roll here with Millz. Let's see if we bring him in here in just a second. NBA coverage tonight from Millz. Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. NBA coverage tonight here from Millz on the board, and we're going to be looking at this one. Pretty interesting game. Look at that line where it's sitting here. It will be Bucks and Pelicans here. The Bucks, road favorites, 1.5. We see the total come in here at 224.5.
Yeah, man. Not a lot of NBA games to talk about today, because you got MLB kicking off, So they gave us 2 games, One of them is actually a good game if you guys looked at it. I mean, the Pelicans are 7-3 in their last 10 games played. If they would have had a full lineup in here, you would have pretty much a good matchup out there with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson versus Dame Lillard and Giannis. But you don't have that. You got Brandon Ingram that's been out, so Zion Williamson been holding it down for the Pelicans. The Bucks, though, I mean, you guys remember what they did last game out. They were up 20 points against the Lakers, man, and I think they lost in like double overtime. That's not going to sit well with them. Coming into this game, I looked at it to where, Milwaukee Bucks, when they're at a low price tag like this in spots that people think they're going to lose, they usually win. But when they're supposed to win by 4 points and cover and, they're playing against a team to where, it's questionable, they usually lose. I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks in this spot. Hear me out in this. The Milwaukee Bucks, 5 out of 5 of their last 10 games played, but the 2 teams that they've been losing to as of late are decent teams out there. Losing to the Lakers, losing to the Boston Celtics, and then they got wins over good quality teams out there too, like OKC and Phoenix Suns, I want to say. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to have revenge in their mind just from what happened out last time against the Lakers. They played against the New Orleans Pelicans already once this year. Man, they put up like 141 points on them boys out there to 117 out there. Giannis went for 30 points, 12 rebounds. Think he does the same. I like exactly both those stats in the prop shop today for him. I think he's going to go out there and try to play bully ball. You guys know the story with Dame Lillard. He's still trying to get acclimated to the offense. I think this is a spot, though, where the Milwaukee Bucks come into the New Orleans home and, get a big win out there and kind of shut up the naysayers out there. So I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks on the money line.
All right, we got Millz here, says go ahead and take the Milwaukee Bucks here on the money line here. It's going to be about minus 126. Now, the line's moved a little bit here, so Millz here squarely on the money line in this spot. Yeah, it was a disappointment there for the Bucks. The way it was a kind of a shock to see the Lakers without LeBron James pull that on them, and it's always poor Doc Rivers, right? Things like this just seem to happen to him.
Man, it is, man. And just think about it. Like the Bucks, when before he came in, they were sitting second in the East. I don't know where they're sitting at now. Could be the same spot, but if it is, it just don't seem like the same team. And it's like Doc Rivers is gonna get a lot of that blame right there. And it's like last time we seen Doc Rivers, he was looking bad on the sidelines of the Philadelphia Sixers. To be real, Tony, I haven't seen Doc Rivers look good on the sideline in a long time, man. I mean, last time he was smiling, I think it was in the Clipper days. Besides that, though, it seems like it's been headache, fix this, try to get my son on the team, try to get my son to stay in the league. One of those type of things out here for Doc Rivers. But and when it's all said and done, the guy only got 1 championship, and he done had some teams. He done had some teams by now, man. I mean, he started off, I think, coaching like the Orlando Magic or something. I ain't gonna give you the history on him, but yeah. So I'm not a big Doc Rivers fan. I think sometimes people just clinch on to coaches that stay around the league, because a lot of times coaches don't stay around the league. So they're like, all right, give him another shot. I think there's a lot of up and coming coaches out there that's on the rise. I actually think that girl coach for the Las Vegas Aces, Becky Hammond or whatever her name is probably a better coach than like 20% of these guys in the league now.
All right, they're looking here at the Milwaukee Bucks side here. We'll be Millz here in this spot. I was just trying to look here, trying to looking to get maybe that UFC card. We got it. I know you're a content producer out there, but I was going to try and look if I can pull some of these fights up here.
Yeah,
and
so
have a discussion. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of time right now because some of our buddies are out out enjoying opening day and probably not in the best shape right now to come on the air, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Got you,
All right.
got you. Yeah,
All
let me
right.
know if you want to go over some
Yeah,
of the fights.
we'll go over
there,
some of these fights here. I'm going to go ahead and get it rolling here. I just want to make sure I have my graphics set up and I have it queued. So let me just go into my graphics setting here and get into my line feed, and we'll pull in the UFC fights here for this weekend's card. Looks like ESPN, and we'll start here. We'll work our way from the main event onward. That's probably the easiest way. Last fight of the day, 5:15, showing here on my board here. So let's work our way this way, and we'll look here at in this spot here, Jandiroba and Godinez. We see 220 here, total 2.5 on ESPN2.
Yeah, man. So this one, you got a jiu-jitsu fighter, and Jandiroba going to be taking on Lupi Godinez. She's a good boxer. She mixes in a lot of takedowns. She has a high pace of cardio. Her being a favorite in this spot, she should win. The difference is this, though. Sometimes she doesn't do what she's supposed to do in the cage, in the ring. Her fight IQ ain't always there. Jandiroba, she's one of those girls to where if she gets your back, you're probably not going to be able to get up. She can submit you in here. I like the fight going the distance. That's my best bet. I think Lupi Godinez, though, she should be able to get it done in this spot. It's just that she lets you down sometimes as a favorite. You know, she surprises you like at a -135, maybe in an underdog spot, you know. But she's the overall younger fighter and better fighter. She should be able to win. But Jandiroba's live. She can be able to get her down to the ground.
All right, there we go. From the next one, we'll look here. The main event, Fai Sabatini and Landwehr. In this one, looks like that one got canceled here, so we'll get to the next one here on the board. Oh, hang on 1 second. Don't let me down. Line feed. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we should have went that way, right? Okay. Here we go. Petrosky and Melcone here, 207. Melcone total sits here at 2.5 on ESPN2.
Yeah, so on here, let me see. That guy, yeah, Malcolm. So yeah, he's pretty much around a 2-1 favorite on there. That's where he stayed at. It's kind of two fighters who resemble the same. They're both wrestlers, like to grapple, like to get their opponent down to the ground. Malcolm pushes a pace, gets about 7 takedowns per fight in here. When it comes down to it, Petrosky, his last time out, he got finished against Michael Pierre. He took that fight on short notice, and he got knocked out in that first round. Took some time off. He's a powerful striker. If it stays on the feet, he might be live, but he's a fighter that tends to slow down as the fight goes. Malkoun should be able to win by decision in here, but I think the price tag is off. I think it should be like a -150, -140, not a 2-1 favorite on there. Best bet is fight that goes the distance in there. The over 2.5, wow, it's only that, -185. That's crazy. These are two fighters that don't finish their opponents. Yeah, I really love the over in that spot.
Over in that spot. All right, let's get to the main event here, is what I should have had earlier. All right, here we go. Aljo and Nelson here, 241. Aljo and Nelson here, +201, 2.5 total.
Yeah, man. So Kyle Nelson, man, he's been surprising as an underdog. He was able to get his win in his last fight out against Fernando Padilla. Bill Algeo, he's been a guy that's been as advertised, covering his price tag. -2-1, -230. That's where he was at earlier on in the week. He should win in here. I think he's a solid parlay piece. He's a fighter that's going to give you a lot of volume, a lot of activity. Kyle Nelson's one guy that's going to kind of just come forward, and that's pretty much about it. Tough, rugged fighter, you know, but that's about it. Bill Algeo, he should have way more paths to victory in here, and maybe even finish him in the late round 3. But yeah, I do think Bill Algeo is the spot in that one.
All right, next as we continue here on this rundown, UFC, Blanchard and Fjord. Here we see Blanchfield here on $1.85, total 4.5.
Yeah, man, that's the main event right here, man. Two girls. Whoever wins this is going to be fighting for that title between Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko in here. Erin Blanchfield, she goes by cold-hearted, cold-blooded, and that's exactly what she is, folks. I've been betting on her and backing her now ever since she's been in the UFC. She's been covering that price tag, finishing Jessica Andrade, beating Talia Santos. She already beat people that already pretty much challenged for that title shot already. Manon Fiorot, she's good. She's legit. She's a clean striker. She's going to be the more powerful striker. Erin Blanchfield is the girl that's going to be able to strike with you, mix it up, take you down to the ground. She's the girl that's looking to submit you, though. And that's what you want out there, and she's not scared to throw. I like Erin Blanchfield in this spot. I can't go against her. She's been making money for me ever since she's came into the UFC in here. And I actually think she could probably get the finish in like a late 4th round or so.
There you go from Millz here. And then we got Chicani and McKee here. Chicani here, $1.38 total 1.5.
Yeah, hard fighters to trust on both sides. Reese McKee coming back to the UFC, made a stint in the UFC earlier on, went to some overseas promotions and Cage Warriors. Chad Chidi Njwukwi, fighter that you just can't trust. Doesn't have a lot of cardio, but he's deadly with his strikes. He's a kickboxing specialist. I do think Chidi should be able to get the win in here. He does have a lot better ways to strike than Reese McKee. Reese McKee, he's going to be there, though. That's the thing. As the fight goes, he's going to be a guy that, if the going gets tough, he ain't going to quit on you. And there, the over 1.5 at -115, I think that's a good way to bet in here. I would take that and say, this fight should last 7.5 minutes or so. So, yeah, I like the over 1.5.
Over 1.5 there. And we've got Weidman and Silva in this one. Silva 246 total 1.5 on ESPN.
Well, Tony, I know you know Weidman, so let me explain. Chris Weidman is the guy who beat Anderson Silva the first time. You remember that?
Yeah, that's some time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's still fighting, folks. And he's a big underdog in this spot. Now hear me out. Just hear me out. After that, he fought Anderson Silva again. And Anderson Silva broke his leg kicking him and had a freak accident. Chris Weidman is 2-0 over people with the last name Silva. But there's no way in chance he wins this fight, man. I think Bruno Silva's going to win this fight in here. This is Chris Weidman's retirement fight. He's fighting in Atlantic City. I guarantee he's going to retire after this fight. He didn't look good in his last fight out there. He was dealing with some stuff in his knee to where they thought he was going to need another ACL surgery and stuff. Come to find out, he didn't need it. I think he's washed goods in here. But if he does win, it will be by sub. His jiu-jitsu is top tier. And sometimes it seems like when veterans get like a easier opponent in their last fight with the UFC, seems like it turns to wrestling sometimes. And, people just get hit with something and drops, and the other guy wins and walks off to the sunset. So you never know. I wouldn't bet this one with a lot of commitment and faith, but I think Bruno Silva gets it done.
Yeah, right in there. Is Arlovsky still active?
Man, he actually is. He just fought like 2 months ago.
Luke and Buckley here, $1.07, both sides sold 2.5.
Yeah, it's a good one right here. So Joaquin Buckley actually opened up an underdog in this spot. He was a +115 in the underdog way. People's been betting him and backing him ever since Sunday. Now he's down to pretty much a pick 'em out there, -105 on a lot of books. He's a guy that's coming down to this weight class. Since he stepped down to the welterweight, he's been, able to get some good wins. Vicente Luque, though, he's a guy that has the fight IQ, fight resume of some of the best fighters in the division. He done fought the best people in this spot. I do say this, to get either of these fighters at this price tag, it's kind of like you just got to pick which way you're going and lay your flag. They both got paths to victory in here, but Joaquin Buckley, though, he's a fighter that's going out there with that powerful striking impact, trying to put you out. Luque's just trying to win the fight, and Luque sometimes is just leaving his chin there, able to get hit. I think the footwork of Buckley's going to mess with Vicente Luque. Buckley could actually mix in the takedowns, too. His cardio's good. He's a specimen. If you look at him, you'll just think he's like a linebacker or something. So he definitely carries that same impact when he's in the cage. I gotta go with Joaquin Buckley in this fight, but Vicente Luque, like I said, he's one of those fighters to where he's real good, and it's a low price tag on there, and he's a fighter that seems to upset people and turn around the tides when everybody's going against him. That's why it's a pick 'em price now on there. But as you guys can see, as the money came in on Joaquin Buckley, they think he's the rightful side. I think he's the rightful side too as well. And that was the co-main event one.
There you go. We got the co-main event and the main in there. Lots of picks here from Millz. Of course, so we'll tell you how you get more of those UFC picks. All right, Millz. Here for the show, it will be on the Bucks money line here, about +120 now with the line move there against the Pelicans. All right, Millz, let everybody know what you got going over at the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Lots of content there with your prop shop. Of course, they can get the rest of this UFC rundown.
Yeah, man. You guys want to see the whole UFC rundown, man? It's live on the site right now. It's a UFC bet with me. You guys know I went over all 14 fights on ways to get you guys paid. Give you guys my best prediction. Gave you guys a 2-leg bulletproof parlay in there. As well, something that I bet, something I believe in, I should hit as well. Then besides that, I got the Millz Prop Shop dropping daily with you guys. I mean, what more do you want? We go over everything. I covered baseball for you guys today. I went over hockey for you guys today. And I covered NCAA. So, hey, man, I got 2 college props that I like. Take Caleb Love over his point prop, and then take R.J. Davis over his point prop. I like R.J. Davis a little bit more than Caleb Love. R.J. Davis playing against some Alabama boys. You know it's going to be a high-scoring game, so you can check out the prop shop there. And then I'm doing the UFC tier videos for you guys too, so go ahead and check that out. I just went over the top 3 lightweights. It's a UFC tier video, and it's on the Pick Dog show channel out there. Check the shorts for that one. So yeah, man, everything you guys want out there, we're trying to go over and cover it for you guys.
That's right, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Millz drops those videos, you get them there in real time. All right, Millz, as always, great having a show. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Man, just watching my Yankee game. Hold on to the lead. Hold on to the lead. You got to believe. All right, man. Catch you guys next week.
Next week. Millz here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show. Guys, you ever miss a pick? We're recapping the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's get back to our chat pick of the day here, guys. If you like, let's chat pick of the day. Oh, hang on a second. What did I do here? Chat pick should take me to chat pick. All right, maybe this one didn't work. Let me go here. Here we go. Chat pick of the day. Illinois and Iowa State. If you like Illinois, plus 1.5, hit A. Iowa State is B, plus 1.5 there. Over 148 is C. Under 148 is D. Right now, we have Iowa State with an 8-6 lead right now over Illinois. I think we have 2. We have 1 here on the under, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we do have 1 on the under, so we get another 1 coming in for Iowa State. So Iowa State in a pretty good league. We'll recap this result here. Keep those picks coming. We'll recap them here at the end of the show. All right, let's continue on here on the show. We'll get to my pick, and we got the NBA covered on this 2-game card. We'll take a look also, too, at some of the games in Major League Baseball here in prime time, maybe some Sweet 16 action as well. My pick will come from this Red Sox and Mariners game. I'm going to take the Red Sox here at plus the 135. We know Brian Bale is going to start. He had a rough start out when he broke into baseball, had a rough outing. Faced the Blue Jays lineup, I think, in 2 or 3 of his first early starts and was pounded. But since then, the last 2 years, he's been really able to turn his career around, showing improvement there on the mound, really reducing his walks. High ground ball pitcher, 56%. Now, we know Luis Castillo will be on the mound here for the Seattle Mariners. Good strikeout rate, done really well. But when you look at the Red Sox, they've been a pretty good underdog. 10-5 as an underdog at plus 150 or greater, a plus 11 unit return. You look at Castillo, the team record behind Castillo, just 23-30, minus 22 units when he's favored by minus 125 to minus 175. We'll look here at the Boston Red Sox here with the plus price here, plus 135 here against the Seattle Mariners. All right, we got 4 games in the primetime hour, so we'll kind of take a look at these here. We're getting some finals coming in. Matter of fact, let's reverse this graphic here, and let's see what else we can get to. By the way, I do have a best bet on the board at Pick Dog Stream, also a 3-pack up there as well. So get on board with me over at Pick Dog Stream right now. 3-pack, mixing NBA and college hoops, and a best bet from college hoops right now up on the board for me. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, save 15% off. Or you can also get my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-hour sports pass. Get all my pre and plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK, save that 15% off. All right, let me get to the MLB board, and let's do a little bit of a recap here, and we'll get into some of the games in prime time just to catch you up on everything going on. Of course, this Angel and Red Sox game is gone final, and the Angels were absolutely pounded here. Orioles got all over Sandoval early, 11-3 final. Orioles cover the run line, and the game goes over the total. Tigers hold on for that 1-0 win against the White Sox. Tigers open up huge favorites like minus 170, near minus 180, finish at 148. Total going well under the total here. Tigers get the win on opening day. Nationals and Reds, well, Nationals, not the day for the Nationals as a dog. They were a really good dog, but the Reds get it there done 8-2 as a big favorite. Total going just over, and Reds cover the run line. Pirates are still tied, middle of the ninth, 5-5 with the Marlins. Game going over the total. The Marlins closed as short favorites here, but we go to the bottom of the ninth in a 5-5 tie. Blue Jays just completed the win, 8-2 at Toronto. They win as a dog at plus 130. Game flies over 7.5. Yankees holding on here right now. Bottom ninth, Yankees 5, Astros 4. Yankees with the dogs at plus 133. This one's pushing the total right now at 9 runs. Dodgers have just defeated St. Louis. I was worried there about Michaelis with his high contact. Big Freeman with a big game here with some home runs getting to Michaelis. 7-1 Dodgers beat the Cardinals, cover the run line. Game stays under the closing number of 9 runs. Twins get the job done. 4-1 over the Royals. They were just a minus 121 favorite. Looked a little short there on paper. Royals do have improvements there to their starting pitching. You always have to worry about the Royals bullpen. But again, Twins 4-1 the victors. Giants and Padres. This one goes to the Padres. 6-4 in a high-scoring game going over 7.5. The Pods get the win here to go to 2-1 on the season. Cubs and Rangers. Well, this one will be starting here in about half an hour. We see the Rangers here at minus 116. Justin Steele. Let me make sure Steele's still on the mound here. I want to make sure there's no pitch tested. Yep, Steele and Eovaldi on the mound here. I'll have a pick in this game for you guys. The Cubs. In interleague play, the Cubs 18-5 of the over in interleague play. The Rangers 26-12 of the over at home against left-handed starters. We'll go over 8.5 now. Let me see if there's any 8s out there. So do your line chop and get the best numbers because I had handicapped this one at 8, but this, obviously, people know about these things. Over 8.5 would be the play here, Cubs and the Rangers. All right, let's continue here on our MLB rundown for today. Next game here up on the board will be Guardians and Athletics. This one may be an obvious pick for you guys. We know Shane, was it Bieber still? Is Bieber in there still? It will be Bieber and Alex Wood there. I'm no fan of Wood in the Hood here, so I'm going to be looking at this one here. Cleveland or nobody. Look at the Guardians come down to minus 136. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious who you got to take in this one. Wood had 29 appearances last year. Although this ballpark might play to Wood, right? One of those fly ball type of pitchers. A low strikeout pitcher. His strikeouts were only 17% last year, 10% on the walks. Not much of a ground ball pitcher. But boy, this line really has come down here. It was in the 60s, almost 70s earlier on the overnight. But Bieber on the hill. We know they're not going to go very deep, so you're going to see a lot of the Cleveland bullpen in here. Remember, first-year manager in here for the Guardians. But this line is just too short against this Athletics team. I can only look here at the Cleveland in this spot. In that one. All right, let's continue here on our MLB rundown for today. We'll get to the next game here on the board, and we'll go Rockies and the Diamondbacks here. And I just want to verify the pitching has not changed in this one. It will be Freeland and Gallen going head-to-head in this one. And the one I'll be looking at in this game here is I'm going to be looking at the under 8.5 runs here. Freeland had a really good spring. I think Freeland's going to get back to form. He had a really bad year last year, but Freeland has been 24-8 to the under as a road underdog at plus 175 to plus 250. Arizona 37-20 to the under here at home. I'm sorry, overall here in their past 57 games. But their bullpen, remember the bullpen for Arizona really performed well last year. I should say Arizona 37-20 to the under at home. Last year, their bullpen performed very well late lasting into the playoffs, so I would definitely look for a hold here and a safe possibility here for Arizona. If it does, obviously we'll get to the bullpens today, so we'll be looking at the under in this game. Gallen put up some really good numbers, very low whip last year, 1.12 strikeout rate, 26%. If I remember correctly, really good at home as well. Limits the home runs, and we're looking for Freeman to get back into that fine form that we're used to seeing. So we'll look here in this one at the under the total here of 8.5 runs. All right, continuing here. We got through the baseball in prime time for you guys. You got my pick. We still have just a few more minutes, so let's go ahead and transition here. Maybe we'll transition here to, we'll go back and we'll look at the chat pick of the day, guys. Give you another opportunity as I switch sports on my graphic here. You guys, give us who you think is going to win cover tonight in the Illinois and Iowa State game. If you like Illinois, well, let's simply put in A for minus Illinois there, or we like Iowa State, click B. That's really simple there, guys. So pick the chat pick of the day. All right, let's get to college hoops here. I'm going to go ahead and switch my graphic right now to college basketball. Boom, here we go. We already got some picks from the guys, but I don't want to ball hog and take their games. But let me go back here a little bit here and see what we have for you here in the Sweet 16 round. All right, we'll start here. LA, Clemson, and Arizona. Clemson will be the underdog here, getting 5.5 in this spot. And here I could only look here at the underdog here. I'm going to be looking at the underdog Clemson here in this spot. Boy, Clemson, they've really shot and defended very well in this tournament. I do respect their 8-point win against a Baylor team that has struggles from the perimeter. Remember, Arizona's had poor shooting performances in 3 of their past 5 games, 40% or lower. We've seen the flaws for Arizona. I just think here I'm going to respect the Tigers' defense to keep them in this game, keep them competitive. Remember, this 7-point, that's it's more than 2 possessions. I can only look here at the dog here in this one, Clemson here at +7. All right, we'll continue here on our college basketball rundown here, Sweet 16 style. I'm with everybody here. I don't say everybody, but we'll talk with Alex here. To me, it's UConn or nobody. If you like team total here, we talked about that earlier with Alex's. I would have to agree with that as well. Alabama and North Carolina. Going head to head, I would have to look at the North Carolina side, just based as we talked about earlier. I think we talked with Wayne about this. I agree with him with the rebounding, the interior defense, the perimeter defense, and offense here for this North Carolina team. I like them in this spot. Illinois, Iowa State. I got to look at the -1.5 with Iowa State, just like the defensive style from this team. I do like their victories there against Houston. That's the one that really stands out to me, the performance there against Houston. Like that one quite a bit. All right, we got through there. We got through our rundown here from Major League Baseball as well as the Sweet 16 tonight. Hope everybody has a winning week and a winning Sweet 16. All right, let's go back and review here. Let's get some more picks here. If you like Illinois plus or Iowa State minus, you see what you hit here. A for Illinois, B for Iowa State. That would be -1.5 for Iowa State. That's a typo there. So just you're going to have to win by 2 there. Right now it's 10 on the Iowa State side, 6 on the Illinois side. We still have some time, and once we get these votes in, we will go ahead and we will claim a winner right after we do the recap. So let's get to the recap right now. Alex liked the San Diego State team total under 62.5. Millz was on the Bucks money line +100. Wayne, North Carolina -4.5. I'm on the Red Sox here +135. The one I like the most, that team total San Diego State here under 62.5. Have to agree there with Alex on that one. All right, let's close out this chat pick of the day here, guys, as we're asking you who to pick. And we're going to close it off here. The chat pick of the day will be on Iowa State here at -1.5. That is the chat pick of the day. We did get 3 to the under, though, so the under dominated in the totals there. So 3 to the under. So that is the chat pick of the day. It is Iowa State laying the 1.5. That's going to do it here for this edition here of the drive-thru. Now is the time for you guys to put in your best bet or your show pick. Put that in the chat and we'll read it off. I'm sorry I didn't read it yesterday. I signed off too soon. So I will make sure that we read your chat pick of the day and your best bet. So put that in the comments right now and we'll read them off. That's going to do it for this edition here of the drive-thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We got our place for you in real time. Remember, it always gets started with that morning show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time during the week. It's Mitch, it's Jay, it's Chris. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tools shows, roundtable discussions with the professionals. Chris has his around the league from the NHL. Jay, as well as his jam session from NBA. Of course, don't forget the video series here, Rod Zawacki, NHL A to Z. That 14-game card. Go out there and check out those videos. He produced 14 videos on NHL plus the parlay. So 15 videos for the night's NHL card from Rod Zawacki. If you're looking for NHL, get it from Rod there. Also, video series here from boxing video series from Wayne. He produces those. Millz with his prop shop and his UFC rundown. You want to get those picks from Millz as well. Ron O'Malley, college basketball bank shot breakdown, as well as Brian Bittler as he goes contrarian with you with the contrarian sharp plays. All access Big Al McMorty, Costi sharp training plays. Of course, Dana Lane, of course, with his against the public betting. So many video series here, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us when we give out these plays and you get the best numbers. All right, let's go to your best bets. Put your best bets and your show picks in the chat right now. We'll read them off. Blake likes Rangers money line, and he also likes the Diamondbacks game under 8.5. That's from Blake in there in the chat with his show pick. Show pick here from Doubles has been really good to us here. He likes Ottawa puck line, lay the puck and a half here. That comes from Doubles in the chat with his best bet. Show pick of the day, or you call it best bet, whatever you like to call it. J-Man, Mariners money line. He's going in there hard with the Mariners tonight, going against me in that one. It's all right. Cubs. From Andre Harrison, Cubs versus Texas. He likes over the total of 8.5. That's from Andre Harrison with the show pick, best bet of the day. Chris White Thunder has been very good to us here in the chat with his best bets. He likes Cleveland and Oakland under 7.5 in that big ballpark. I think that ballpark might help Alex Wood with his pitching style, believe it or not. Let's see, get more of your picks here. Pelicans W for Deshaun Williams with his show pick coming in here. All right, guys, this is be your last call to get your show picks in here. We got Luis, Red Sox plus 1.5, Bucks -1. That is from Luis in the chat. Boy, that's a lot of juice there. That's a lot of minus there on the Red Sox plus 1.5 there. So, Rich 87 likes the Pelicans. That's coming in from Rich 87. So the last call for your show pick or your show. Yep, we're going to call it your show pick, your best bet. Ron Crawford, Arizona, laying the 1.5 here. No, I'm sorry, Arizona Wildcats. That's not Wildcats. That's I got to be Arizona Diamondbacks there with the run line here minus the 1.5. If I'm pretty sure there. All right, so that's going to do it here for the show, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and set those notifications. We'll be back again here tomorrow here for the show. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. We're going to go